Hi everyone, my name is Lauren Berryhill and I'm a career counselor with University Career Services and I work with students in the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences, College of Business, and College of the Arts. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the benefits of having a minor and really how you can market that minor to potential employers. So to give you an outline of some of the things that we'll be talking about, first just some benefits of declaring a minor. Then I have some examples of complementary majors and minors. Then we'll talk a little bit about the process of working backwards toward that end career goal and how a minor can fit into that. And lastly, we'll talk about how you can really market your minor on your resume, in an interview, and in a career fair. All right, so first, just starting out with a quote. A minor is a hidden weapon. It can be a good marketing tool, or it can be a way to explore a second interest and still graduate in a reasonable time. So we'll talk about both of those kind of ways of thinking about choosing a minor. So thinking about the benefits of a minor, the first benefit is it can be something that can really complement your major. It can add value to your resume and to your skills and experience, and it can be a way for you to really stand out. So when applying to a job, sometimes I have students think about what's going to make you a unique candidate. So sometimes a minor can be a way for you to stand out among all the other candidates that are applying to the job. Second, a minor can be a way to really explore an interest or something that you might be passionate about, but you're unsure if it's something that you want to explore career-wise or something that you can keep as maybe a hobby or a leisure interest. So to give you a couple ideas of some complementary majors and minors, so the first one, I work with liberal arts students, so I work with a lot of psychology majors that are interested in really working with people, how people work and think, but then they maybe want to use those skills and that knowledge in a business or a corporate setting. So potentially having a psychology major, have that business minor to learn more about how business and corporations work and function. Second, a student might be interested in working in the medical field, so going to medical school, becoming a nurse, a physical therapist. A really good minor for that could be Spanish, so that you can have that second language to work with patients that speak Spanish. The next one would be advertising. So as an advertising major, you might work on advertising or marketing campaigns, and having maybe a technical minor, like something like computer science, would give you more of that knowledge, the technical knowledge. So if you're putting together a digital campaign or working on a website, you kind of know how it works on that back end. A lot of engineering students might eventually want to become leaders in their organization or hold management roles. So potentially having that management minor gives them an idea of really what it's like to manage a team and take some skills with them into the workforce. Lastly, political science majors, they might go to law school or work in politics or the government. Chances are they're going to have to be communicating a lot with constituents, doing a lot of public speaking. So a minor in communications could help them gain those communication skills that are necessary to be successful in that field. So if you're just thinking about a minor and which one might suit you, I encourage you to visit the UH website. There's a list of all majors and minors that you can sift through. You can click on them and see the requirements in order to either be a minor or the requirements once you do declare that as a minor. And if you have maybe one or a couple that you're interested in, I also encourage you to visit your academic advisor. That way you can talk to them about how it really fits in with your current degree plan. So I also want to talk a little bit about the process of working backwards. So what that means is really thinking through what that end career goal is, and then thinking about what you can be doing now and in the future to reach that goal. So if you're unsure what that career goal is that you're going to work toward, that's a perfect time to come into our office, meet with a career counselor. We have different resources, vocational assessments that can help you explore different career paths that suit you. Once you know that end goal, you can start working backwards. So see what you already have to offer and what can be done in order to reach that goal. And choosing a minor that can supplement your major and your other experiences and skills could be something really beneficial to reach that end career goal. Also, in thinking about working backwards, thinking a little bit about what gaps do you have? Is there any skills, experiences, or pieces of knowledge that might be missing that might be necessary to reach that goal? Potentially a minor could supplement that and really fill in the gap for you. So when thinking about this process and just career exploration in general, I wanted to point out a couple of resources. So the first is ONET. It's a governmental website that I use all the time. It's completely free, it's updated regularly, and it's unbiased information. You can go onto the website and just search really any career path imaginable, and it'll pull up a ton of information about each career path. It talks about tasks and responsibilities, but it also talks about knowledge, skills, abilities, and the education necessary to be successful in any career path. So I encourage you to look at those potential career ideas that you're thinking about and see what maybe knowledge and what education is necessary, and potentially a minor can help make you more marketable with that. Also, LinkedIn is a really great resource to do some research into career paths. You can always look at the profiles of successful people that are in roles that you eventually want to be in. And you can get information about maybe what they majored in, what they minored in, what different skills and experiences they have to see what might best suit you. And then lastly, I encourage you to look at different job descriptions. So even if you're not at a point where you're ready to apply to that career that you're working toward, take a look at a few job descriptions and take an inventory right now of what you have to offer already. And again, kind of going back to that idea, what gaps do you have? Are there any experiences, transferable skills, or pieces of knowledge or information that you're missing? And then think, how can you get that now in college? And potentially a minor could be a way to fulfill that. All right, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about, once you have a minor, how you can really market that and articulate that to a potential employer or to a grad school. So one really easy way is going to be on your resume. So there's 3 different ways that you can incorporate it on your resume. The first one is just in the education section. So that's really, really simple. In that education section, you're going to want to put your major, so listing out the full name of the degree, so Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. You're going to want to list your institution and the location of that, as well as your expected graduation date or your graduation date. And then some things that are optional would be your GPA, if you wanted to include that, and then your minor as well. So if you have a minor, I say go ahead and put that on your resume. That's awesome information that an employer would probably like to see. So the next 2 sections are completely optional sections of your resume, but I think they're really great ways to supplement maybe your experience section or other things. So the first one is going to be relevant coursework. That's a really simple section where you can list maybe 4 to 6 courses that you've completed that you think are relevant to whatever you're applying for. So it's a way to show that you have the knowledge and the education in something. Now you're ready to apply it to a work setting. So these 4 to 6 courses can be maybe things that are in your major specific courses or even your minor specific courses. With that, really all you need is the full name of the course. You don't need the course abbreviation, the number, your grade, or anything. Just the name of the course is perfectly fine for that. The next section would be relevant projects. So this is maybe in any of your major specific or minor specific courses if you've done any type of group project, or it can be an individual project, paper, presentation, anything that might show a transferable skill that you're not showing elsewhere in your resume. For this section, all you need really is the name of the project, where you did it, and when. And then you can bullet point out maybe 2 to 4 things about the project. So definitely give a little bit of context on what was going on in the project. If it was a group project, definitely state that. Then you can talk a little bit about what you were doing specifically to contribute to that project. And then you can end it with any type of results or outcome or something that you gained from the project. So if you have any questions about the resume, how to format it and whatnot, you can go onto our website, which is listed at the bottom of this slide. It's just uh.edu/UCS. And you can see different resume templates and information on building a really good resume. So the next way that you can market your minor is through maybe an interview or a career fair. So at any career fair or at the beginning of an interview, you're going to have to give some sort of introduction. Some people call it an elevator pitch or a 30-second commercial, but it's basically a 20 to 30-second introduction about yourself. This usually talks a little bit about your academics, any relevant experience, and any career goals. So this is a great way to have a sentence or two about your major and your minor and how they can work together to make you a good candidate for whatever role you're talking about. Also in an interview, usually you're asked different behavioral questions. Those questions start with, tell me about a time, or give me an example of something. In those behavioral questions, you can definitely talk about any work experience or involvement, but you can also bring up any educational experiences as well. So going back to maybe a group project, these are great specific examples that you can give that might fit whatever the question is asking for. So in order to give that example, an easy strategy for answering behavioral questions is called the STAR method. So that stands for situation, task, action, and result. So thinking through very specific examples from your education that you can talk about in an interview. So lastly, in an interview, especially with a recent graduate or a current student, you might be asked about how your education has prepared you for that role or that position. I would think through how you can really articulate and talk through how your major and your minor work together to make you the best candidate for the position. Lastly, just want to end with a quick quote. You've heard of diversifying a financial portfolio. A minor can diversify your educational portfolio. So if you have any questions at all, either about thinking through which minor might best suit you, or once you've declared a minor, how you can talk about that and market it to an employer, feel free to make an appointment with a career counselor. You can make an appointment through Cougar Pathway, that's our online portal through Access UH, or feel free to email me with any questions you have at the email address listed on this slide. But thank you all for watching.